Good day everyone, I'm Elmar Durumal Sibigan, Bachelor in Physical Education, first year, together with Mr. J.O. M. Sambukan. And let me present to you the Chapter 7, which is entitled Continuing Professional Development, the Lifeblood of the Teaching Profession. This chapter is devoted to a discussion of continuing professional development. It traces the history of CPD for professional teachers in the Philippines and also discusses its philosophical basis with the aim of instilling the teachers the genuine desire for CPD. Learning outcomes. First, explain why CPD is necessary for professional teachers. Second, discuss pertinent provisions of the CPD Act of 2016 and other related legal documents. And lastly, commit to continuing professional development. The professional license for teaching obtained after passing the licensure examination for teachers or LET simply tells that the professional teacher possesses the minimum competencies expected of professional teachers. Hence, every professional teacher is expected to continue developing after obtaining his or her professional license. This is one big demand for a professional teacher. Section 7 of Republic Act 4670. The Code of Professional Conduct for Public School Teachers cited in Section 7 of Republic Act 4670 states responsibility is something expected of a professional teacher. The work of the teacher in the development and guidance of the young is tremendous responsibility for which he is accountable to God, to his country, and to posterity. It is a trust of which every teacher should strive to be worthy. In fact, all professional teachers owe it to themselves and to the clientele they serve to go through CPD. When doctors and nurses commit mistake, they bury their mistake. When a lawyer commits a mistake, he or she puts his or her mistake behind bars. What about the teacher? When a teacher commits a mistake, he or she multiplies that mistake. A professional, therefore, cannot afford to commit a mistake. A professional needs to go through CPD. The Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, the revised National Competency-Based Teacher Standards, includes personal growth and professional development as the seventh domain. With the enactment of Republic Act 10912, the CPD Law of 2016, CPD for all the professions regulated by PRC is now mandatory. Mandating CPD is the only way all professionals, including teachers, are made to go through CPD. CPD for professional teachers is not an option. It is a necessity. Continuing professional development for professional teachers sharpens the professional teacher's competitive edge in a highly competitive global world. The philosophical basis of CPD. Growth is an evidence of life. This implies that anything that is alive grows, or anything that grows is alive. So a teacher who is alive grows physically, psychologically, mentally, socially, emotionally, spiritually. If he or she doesn't grow, it means he or she is no longer alive. Man or woman is an unfinished project. For a professional teacher, he or she is always in the process of becoming better and better as a person and as a professional teacher. No person, no professional can claim he or she has already arrived at a state of perfection. Neither perfecta nor perfecto who is perfect by name is not perfect. This means that no professional has arrived at a perfect state. This implies that every professional is expected to continue developing. The historical and legal basis of continuing professional development in the Philippines. Even before the enactment of the CPD Act of 2016, CPD was already allowed in the 1987 Philippine Constitution. No less than the Fundamental Law of the Land, Section 5, Paragraph 4 states, the state shall enhance the right of teachers to the professional advancement. Other laws also cited continuing professional development as follows. Batas Pambansa 232, the Education Act of 1982, Chapter 3. Duties and Obligations, Section 16, states as one of teachers' obligations to assume the responsibility to maintain and sustain his professional growth and advancement. Next is the Republic Act 9155, an act instituting a framework of governance for basic education, establishing authority and accountability, renaming the Department of Education, Culture and Sports as the Department of Education, and for other purposes was enacted on August 11, 2001. In the enumeration of duties and functions of the Secretary of Education, Section 7. 3. Republic Act 7836, the Teachers Professionalization Act, also provided for mandatory continuing professional education or CPE, now referred to as continuing professional development or CPD, to encourage the continuing professional growth and development and to provide additional basis for merit promotion. In addition to their performance rating, teachers may take an oral and written examination at least once in a 5 years as basis for merit promotion. In taking this examination, no fee shall be required. Section 19, Periodic Merit Examination of Teachers. Next is the Board for Professional Teachers or BPT, also passed Resolution number 435, Section 177 to adopt the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers pursuant to the provisions of paragraph Article 11 of Republic Act 7836, otherwise known as the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. This Code of Ethics states, every teacher shall participate in the Continuing Professional Education or CPE program of the Proffessional Regulation Commission and shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency, enhance the prestige of his profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be nationally and internationally competitive. Section 3, Article 4. Number 5, Executive Order Number 266, Institutionalization of the Continuing Professional Education or CPE programs of the various professional regulatory boards or PRBS under the supervision of the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC. This was signed and issued by the office of then President Fidel V. Ramos on July 25, 1995. This executive order was premised on the following. Whereas the various professions play a crucial role in nation building, whereas it is imperative to impose upon registered professionals the completion of the Continuing Professional Education or CPE programs adopted by the concerned board as a prerequisite for the renewal of their license. Whereas the professionals who undertake the CPE programs are enabled not only to upgrade or improve their technical knowledge and skills but also to keep them abreast with modern trends and technology in their respective professions, thereby assuring the rendition of highly qualitative professional services that will be globally competitive under the General Agreement on Trade in Services or GATS, and at the same time securing the safety and protection of the public. Whereas the confidence and patronage of the public in a professional depend upon his competence and quality of service rendered resulting from his acquisition of updated technical knowledge and skill. And lastly, the Republic Act 10912, Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016, with the enactment of this law, CPD for all the 43 professions regulated by PRC, including the teacher profession, has become mandatory. The salient professions of Republic Act 10912, the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. A lot of questions have been raised about Republic Act 10912, otherwise known as the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. Extra effort and extra time when in fact it is very professional, many a teacher resist CPD. It is claimed to be extra expense obligation. CPD is the only way professionals can sharpen their competitive edge in an international world that has been global village. The need for CPD is heightened by Asian integration and internationalization, which are now real. To be in, a professional must meet international standards, the way to go CPD. Number of CPD units required. Number of CPD units required, Article 3, Section 10 of the same CPD Act states, the CPD is made as a mandatory requirement in the renewal of the Professional Identification Card or PICS of all registered and licensed professionals. How many credit units are required for the renewal of PICS? For the Professional Teachers Group, based on Professional Regulatory Board for Professional Teachers Resolution Number 11, Series of 2017, the following credit units are required. December 2017, 15 credit units. January to December 2018, 30 credit units, and January 2019 onwards, 45 credit units. Ways by which professional teachers can earn credit units. First is professional track. This includes trainings provided by CPD providers accredited by PRC. You can earn credit units as a participant to a training approved by the CPD Council. You earn more credit units if you are served as a resource speaker, trainer, or demonstration teacher. You also earn credit units as panelist or reactor, facilitator, or moderator. You earn much more if you are assigned by the CPD Council to monitor the conduct of approved CPD program. Next is academic track. This refers to the completion of a master's degree, completion of candidacy to the doctorate program, completion of the doctorate program, completion of a postdoctoral diploma, and being a recipient professorial chair grant and or fellowship grant. Take note, the only completion of the master's degree is given full credit units of 45. Earning MA units is not given any credit unit but completion of candidacy for doctorate degree already entitles 1 to 45 credit units. The master's and doctorate degrees must have been earned 5 years before renewal of professional license. Self-directed track. This includes training offered by non-accredited CPD providers. It refers to learning activities such as online training, local or international seminars, or non-degree courses, institution or company-sponsored training programs, and the like which did not undergo CPD accreditation but may be applied for and awarded CPD units by respective CPD councils. And lastly, productive scholarship. This means that a professional teacher has developed program or training module, curriculum guide, or any other source material, or the professional teacher has written an article in a professional magazine or a technical research paper, and even better if that technical paper is published in a referred or peer-reviewed professional journal. Best if the professional teacher writes a book or a monograph or comes up with an invention or creative work, the letter entitles him or her to 45 credit units. Even professional and or lifetime achievement awards from the division level to regional, national and international level make the professional teacher earn credit units. Continuing professional development plan. A proof that a professional teacher has made CPD his or her way of life is his or her formulation of a CPD plan which he or she religiously follows, whether monitored or not monitored by his or her superiors, because he or she monitors himself or herself. Developing a personal CPD plan helps teacher leaders develop purposefully. It is not enough to have a good intention to do CPD. It is best that good intention should be made concrete in a simple and doable plan. Every professional who has sincere intent to grow professionally must have an annual personal CDP plan. Professional teachers formulating their respective annual CPD plans and faithfully observing them lead to the building of a CPD culture among professional teachers. With that CPD culture, the negative attitude towards mandatory CPD hopefully will fade away. To reach a point where professional teachers will obligate themselves to go through CPD, not because it is mandatory, but because this is something they owe to themselves as a professionals and to the public they serve. This is professionalism.